Wanted Tortilla Chips. I've got to say one thing, take crunchy off your pack, because you're not. Hello, ahoy, and welcome to another episode of Captain Crisps. I'm the man in charge, Captain Crisps, and I want to welcome you aboard this voyage, this journey, this adventure to discover what is the best flavour of crisps. Now, I'll be rating the crisps on 6 different categories. That is design, aroma, crunch, flavour, residue, and then the all-important mouth test to see how many I can fit inside my mouth. Now, today we're going to be docking anchor in the chili flavoured crisps. So not quite spicy, but we're actually going chili this time, with one that I hadn't ever seen until I'd picked these up in the shops, and that was the whole reason why I picked them up. So these are the Wanted Tortilla Chips. Now, it's not one I've ever seen before, but it did draw my attention when I looked at it in the shop. I do have to admit, I love the front of the pack. It's got the nice Wanted logo with the poster sign with the sheriff badge, and it's got this little Wanted man as well. I don't know if you can see that. But yeah, looking into it as well, it's like there's a couple of different flavours, and each of them has their own little story. And I've got to admit, I like that. It's something that I hadn't really seen before, and apparently these are medium hot and crunchy, the Mexican way. So let's hope they are crunchy, because you know I like a crunchy crisp. Now, let's get these bad boys open. Literally, because they're wanted. Now, let's have a look at these. They just look like tortilla chips. There's nothing really special, really. Nothing special about them. They're all quite nicely sized. No casualties as of yet that I can see. A few broken corners, but we can live with that. Yeah, all in all, they look alright. They look okay. Now, let's move on to the aroma. I've got to admit, as I've opened the bag, a tiny smell has come out, but not a huge amount. So let's give it a proper sniff and see what's going on. I've got to admit, I do smell more of the chili than I do, the tortilla than I do the chili from the overall bag smell. So again, the tiniest essence of chili, but again, not that much. I'm a bit disappointed on the aroma front, to be perfectly honest, because considering it said medium hot, I was expecting to get a little up the nose, but no, nothing really. A tiny bit, but not much. So now we're going to move on to the crunch portion of the test. I've got my little device here to see how loud they are, and on the pack it does say that they are medium hot and crunchy, so let's just see if they can stand up to their own claim. I've got to admit, not that crunchy. They feel somewhat stale. Not out of date, are they? No, they're in date. They've got a stale taste about them, I do have to admit. So, let's have a look at the little crunch board and see how they're getting on. Wow. Second to bottom. Wanted Tortilla Chips. I've got to say one thing. Take crunchy off your pack, because you're not. That is not good. Not good at all. I was expecting more from something that claims to be crunchy. Like the wheat crunchies that on their own weren't actually that crunchy. But yeah, that's somewhat disappointing. Now let's move on to the flavour part of the test. So from that, it was somewhat spicy, but somewhat chilly, but let's have a proper try. Again, they taste stale, and there's a tiny bit of heat at the end, but I was after something properly spicy, but no, they're just not. They're just not spicy. I mean, I know they're only £1, but come on. Oh. The tortilla chip as well. Just has no flavour. quite bland, and they're also they're not very they just have a really rough taste. They go a bit grainy. It's not very nice at all, I do have to admit, but that's what it is. So now let's have a look at the residue. I mean, I have been having to wipe my hands quite a little bit, but let's try and get a little decent amount, because some of the residue you get off them is nothing, some of them is quite a lot. There we go, I've got a decent amount of residue now. So let's have a little go. I'll tell you what, it's not spicy, but the residue that comes off your hands I think is nicer than that. Just give me a bag of powder. Literally, just give me the flavouring powder and I'll just dip it in and have a little lick. That's lovely. Like, you actually get like an all-round flavour. It's not very spicy, but it tastes of chilli. You get a little bit of salt, and that's nice. I like that. So, on the residue front, actually pretty good. I'm quite surprised, to be perfectly honest. Right. Now let's move on to the mouth test. See how many of these I can fit into my mouth. Now these are quite flat, so I'm hoping I can get like a kind of stacking formation in. And yeah, let's have a go. Ooh. Brown paper. So dry. So dry. They are so dry. Oh. Oh, cool. I have to apologise for the dribble because that was disgusting, but I couldn't stop myself. I'm really sorry. I don't know how many I put in. I think there's around 11 or 12, but the official number will appear next. But I'm going to go with 12 because that's what I thought it was. They're pretty good actually. Pretty good result. I think one of the best. So you can stack them high. They got great residue. But they're not much cop for anything else. Well, the real question is, what would I pair with these crisps as like a drinks pairing? There are a few classic Mexican drinks, and they're all pretty cool and they all go really nice with a nice bit of lime. Yeah, so I just went with a classic Mexican drink, and none other than a classic Tennant's. I'll rehydrate my mouth first. Right, now let's give it a go. Tell you what, I've got to say, the Tennant's just overpowers the tortilla chip. You get nothing. Just don't get anything. Not good. Not good at all. So, the drink overpowered the crisp. So sad. Now, what would I give these crisps as an overall rating? Now, I've got to admit, they've disappointed me on quite a few points, but got quite a few in my mouth. But they were horrible. Pardon me. They were horrible to try and get down afterwards. Made my mouth so dry, it was uncomfortable actually. I've got to say, Wanted Tortilla Chips, 1 out of 10. They're going in the bin. Don't want them anymore. Don't try them. Awful. Don't even bother. Thank you very much for tuning in. Remember, we've still got our giveaway. All you have to do is subscribe to my YouTube channel or like my Facebook page or follow me on Instagram. Find a post, share it, and then also tag a friend in it as well, so we can get the word out there. And there's loads of prizes to be given away. We've got t-shirts, crates of Tennant's, bags of crisps, a crisp date with moi, and there might be a few others as well, a few other cheeky giveaways. Other than that, make sure you subscribe, make sure you like the video, and leave me a comment to tell me what crisps you want me to do next, and ask me any questions to go out on Captain's Questions. But other than that, keep crunching.